with CDN.
So anyway,
Because CDN is the organization that has that goes around doing the dirty work of 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 uh, of this one Cameroon supporters.
he's even babbling. So anyway, I cannot speak for the CDN. I'm the spokesman of the governing council, but I have met this gentleman, Mr. Henry. Let me give space here. I've met this gentleman, Mr. Henry. The CDN, as we know it, is an NGO. It's just an NGO of some Ambazonians and their friends who were in the diaspora, who were professionals, and when this war was going on, they saw the needs that many foreign NGOs are not so much focused on the Ambazonian struggle to push for negotiation as a means of resolving these problems. So they came together to form an NGO called CDN. These are not people who are taking side, because for you to play the role of an NGO to promote for negotiation, you have to be neutral. The NGO have to be neutral. It does not mean that the members in that NGO do not have their position, but the NGO is neutral. How come this guy says that these guys are doing the dirty job? It's just strange. Without any evidence. Without any evidence. We know that there are so many people within the CDN that we have problem with their political ideology. But for movement like this, NGOs like this to function, we know they have to have all types of people there. But in our interaction with them, we have not seen anything wrong. In your presentation, you have never said any specific thing wrong. But you have just keep on repeating mantras that are not reality. Let's listen to him.
Now, CDN, who is CDN? Before the Ambazonian crisis, you did not hear of CDN. And then when the Southern Cameroon crisis, or when the Ambazonian crisis started, then CDN organized itself. In fact, I've been talking with people who said that on the onset, they didn't even know what they were doing, but they know that they need to be created. And so they were created, and then they were learning on the job. And now they are a coalition for dialogue and negotiation. Who asked you to come and be dialoguing and negotiating for Ambazonians? Ambazonians can negotiate for themselves.
So this guy, this is the problem we have with us black people. When you see black people doing something, your instinct is to minimize them, to question their credibility and their capacity. But when it is white people doing something, you clap for them. That is how that is how NGO started. If you look even at the HD, the Switch HD, which is now a big organization, how did it start? They call it humanitarian war, whatever. It was just a group of people in Switzerland who were trying to give food for refugees. And in their course of doing that humanitarian work, they realized that they were talking to people that could not talk to each other. And they saw that that is how the HD came about. They started doing, that's why they call it HD, humanitarian dialogue. That means in their humanitarian work, they start dialoguing with the parties and trying to bring both parties to dialogue and solve their problems. Even though we have a problem with the way they go about business, but that is how NGOs operate, and that is how NGOs are born. They are born out of problems and need. When people come out, they start to donate money to support the cause. Eventually, they see that they can do more and they continue. They learn on the job. So what is he talking about? Just because the CDN now is a black NGO, we can criticize them based on their conduct. I have been critical of them, but we acknowledge their strength and what they can do and opportunities they can bring as an independent organization. What is wrong in that, with that? But let us hear him, and he will explain probably why he's having this position.
So that's an organization which is it is sponsored by the One Cameroon people, and they have avoided the. I think they've been funded, and they've been and so they know their mandate is to bring people to these One Cameroon countries and organizations to use in order to placard.
So One Cameroon countries. Canada is now One Cameroon country. United Nations is One Cameroon country. Yeah, we will see all kinds of things. Clowns. So this CDN, their job is to bring people together. Every Tom and G, their sponsor, from what I have questioned them. I've sat down with them and talked to them one-on-one. most of their sponsorship comes from governments. United Nations, they apply to this big organization. Of course, in the beginning, most of them in their membership donated money. Some of them were there for their own reason, I don't know. The list is very funny with type of people there who also believe in one Cameroon. I believe there are some people there who believe in one Cameroon, but I know that there are more people there who believe in Ambazonia. But their political opinion do not really matter because the organization functions as an NGO. It is not even so relevant to our struggle. It's just we can use them as well as they can do their own job. So you cannot be complaining about an NGO doing their job. It just shows you that you have lost focus. You are just chasing shadows because you feel that you are not relevant. So the CDN for me, so far so good, because we no man no know tomorrow, but so far so good. We should criticize people based on what they have done and stop making up.
To create a smoke screen in the Ambazonian thing and continue the colonization. Because these are people who flow freely in and out of Cameroon. You cannot go to Cameroon. Many Ambazonians cannot just go to Cameroon and start doing the kinds of things they're doing, form foundations there, and you can't. And they have actually verbalized. They have actually spoken that here are some of the people sponsoring us, and all of the people that they have named have been one Cameroon people.
I like when they do things like this and they don't show any evidence, but they can show the face of Henry, but they cannot show the people who are saying they say that they are one Cameroon people that Henry have said that they are sponsoring them. Those are just lies, Mr. Man. You can do better, Ambe. Stop this nonsense. Go back to work and do your journalism very well. The CDN, as we know, is an NGO that receives money from their project to project to the international partners that have interest in the projects that they are working and they're operating on. All these lies will not take you anywhere. This is not going to, it may raise your rating because these days coming against good people makes you popular. But that will not help Ambazonia in anything. So you should stop the lying. Just stop the lying. Let us hear what he said because
one Cameroon organization, so one Cameroon countries. So any Ambazonian who is listening to CDN should know that they're listening to the enemy. They're not listening to friends.
So this guy is saying that any Ambazonian who listens to the CDN is listening to the enemy. How does CDN work for Cameroon? I really don't get it. Maybe if you say it, I will understand, and then I will be aware of CDN. But you cannot just come out and make statement claims about people and organizations like that, my friend. This is irresponsible. I know that maybe you don't think that the CDN is helping you, or your own person you are supporting. I don't know now you're supporting the Siseko, because Siseko now is aligned with Ayabacho in this issue. We are actually carrying them along. So what are you really talking about? What are you really talking about? This is ridiculous. But we have a lot to give you guys, so let us just wrap it up so that we move forward, we make progress.